कैसे हैं आप सभी लोग। आज हम लोग पढ़ने वाले हैं, उस टॉपिक का नाम है सोर्सेज ऑफ इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन। कोई भी लॉ स्टूडेंट अगर अपना लॉ का जब पढ़ाई स्टार्ट कर रहा है, सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ जो है ना, वो सबसे पहले पढ़ना चाहेगा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के बारे में, राइट। लेकिन हमें ये भी पता होना चाहिए कि ये जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है वो कहाँ से लाया गया है, राइट, किसने लिखा है। तो उस चीज़ों के बारे में हम पढ़ेंगे। इफ़ आई से कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, तो जिन को भी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन या लॉ के बारे में इंटरेस्ट है, उन लोगों को ये बात पता होगा, डॉक्टर B.R. अम्बेडकर। राइट। So now as we can say that Dr. B.R. Ambedkar proudly, he actually acclaimed that the Constitution of India has been framed after, again I am saying, framed after ransacking all the non-constitutions of the world. Right? What word I have used? Ransacking. Always remember this word. We have not borrowed, we have not copied the constitutions of other country. We have ransacked the constitutions of the other country in the world, right? We take this as a ransacking. Then from the USA, what things we have ransacked actually? So first of all, separation of power doctrine. According to the Montesquieu, he separated the legislative from the executive waters, as placed the rock of judiciary between them. As we can understand that he separated the three most important power in our country: legislative, executive and judiciary. Legislative is the one who makes the law. Executive, as we all know, is to execute the law, and judiciary has the most important work in this country, which is to interpret the law and also to pass the so many of the judgments which can be amended. The acts can be amended by them, right? So next come to the federalism, right? So federalism was taken from the USA. Preamble was taken from the USA. Fundamental rights, which is the most important thing of our constitution, right? So from where the fundamental rights start, if you know, please comment down. I will let you know that from Article 12 to Article 35, these are the fundamental rights given by our constitution, right? So I think so you got that. And again, always in each and every country, it is not mandatory that the constitution is written, but in our country the constitution is a written constitution, right? Also, we have ransacked the most important thing again, the impeachment. Okay, impeachment, which means it's a process, right? It's a process of removal of the president. Impeachment in detail, of course we will be studying these all the things, but in another video. Right now I am letting you know that what are the things, how the constitution is being framed, right? So now you understand these things. In the other video we will understand them in detail. Equal protection of law, Article 14, okay, which means reasonable risk discriminations, right? It also known as the positive concept, okay. The concept of vice president, article, can you please comment down if you know. If you don't know, then article is Article 63. There shall be a vice president of India, okay. And judicial review, okay. So basic feature of this constitution is that judicial review, first time it was mentioned by them, okay. Chief Justice like John Marshall of the American Supreme Court, he mentioned that about the judicial review. Then according to that we ransacked the constitution as from the USA. We have taken this judicial review. As I said, that legislative, executive and judiciary has the power to review the orders, the acts which is been passed by the legislative and executive committees which have enacted them. Okay, so these were the things which the constitution of our country have been ransacked from the USA. Okay, so now we can come, like, second point is British constitution. Okay, so British constitution, first one is that parliamentary democracy. If we see, the first is article 74, article 75, which are like union. Okay, article 163, article 164. now these are from, किसी को पता है? कमेंट करो जल्दी से. These are state level. Okay, so parliamentary democracy. Second one is rule of law, which is of Dicey's rule of law. This is most important thing. You can star mark it. We will be understanding it in another video for sure. Third is equality before law. Again, article 14. Okay. Fourth one is procedure established by the law, which is article 21. Okay, and then comes the writs. I will just say that pause the video, and if you are law student, then comment down that which are the 5 writs you all guys know. Okay, if you don't know, then play the video and learn it. So the first one is habeas corpus. Which means to have a body. Okay, I know you guys must be having so many of the doubts, but we will for sure resolve all your doubts in next video. Right now, just you have to understand what are the things which are being included in our constitutions. Okay, second writ is mandamus. Which means to command. Okay, third one is certiorari. Which means from higher court to the lower court for decisions and order. Okay, fourth is quo warranto, and the last one is prohibition. Here I will write it, prohibition. So these are the 5 writs. Okay, I hope you guys understand this. Learn it. We will be understanding them in detail in our next video for sure. Okay, so the third one is the Ireland Constitution. Only there are 2 things which we have been ransacking from them. First one is DPSP, which is from 36 to 51 article. Okay, presidential election method. Okay, France, we have adopted the liberty, okay, equality, fraternity, making of the constituent assembly, the most important. Again, mark this as star. Okay, Canada, quasi federalism, residual power to union. Okay, so what we have studied till now, Ireland constitution, we have DPSP, presidential election method. Okay, then from the France there is liberty, equality, fraternity and making of the constitution assembly. Okay, these are also things which are important. We will be studying them. Canada, there is a quasi federalism and residual power to the union. Okay, Germany, USSR. Germany, emergency. Okay, the things we have seen in our India, in our country before. I know most of the you guys must be knowing about this. Okay, suspensions of rights. Again, from the USSR, as I said, fundamental duties, justice, socialistic principle. Okay, and from the Australia, there is concurrent list. Okay, I hope so you guys understand all these things. So thank you so much for watching this video today. We will be completing all these things in detail for sure in our next video.